The chill of a Roman morning, still sharp with the lingering memory of dawn, had barely begun to yield to the burgeoning sun as Francesca, a prominent art consultant, settled into her usual corner at Café Greco. It was September 2023, the air thick with the murmur of Italian and the clink of porcelain, yet a distinct hush seemed to emanate from her. Her cashmere sweater, a shade of taupe so subtle it defied easy classification, draped with a fluidity that spoke of meticulous weave and exceptional fiber. No visible label, no ostentatious hardware, just the quiet authority of its perfect drape over a pair of impeccably tailored wool trousers. The leather tote resting beside her, a deep espresso hue, bore no logo, its surface a testament to pure, unblemished hide, the craftsmanship evident in every stitch. This wasn't merely an outfit. It was a deliberate statement of non-statement, a whispered revolution against the clamor of hypervisibility that had, for so long, defined the upper echelons of global style. Francesca, like an increasing number of her peers across Milan, Paris, and New York, embodied a sartorial philosophy that had begun to capture the imagination of a discerning international audience. Quiet luxury. It was a recalibration of value, a nuanced response to the excesses of overt branding and the fast fashion ephemerality that had saturated the market for the better part of 2 decades. The prevailing narrative, indeed, painted quiet luxury as an antidote to the logomania fueled by the visual cacophony of Instagram and TikTok, as noted by numerous industry observers. 11. Yet, to merely frame it as a reaction would be to miss its profound, almost ancestral resonance. It was a deliberate shift from conspicuous consumption to a more discerning, almost insider-coded aesthetic, signaling status not through shouted monikers, but through an implied understanding of craftsmanship, quality, and an intrinsic value that transcended fleeting trends. 10:18. As Francesca raised her espresso, the silver bracelet on her wrist, unadorned and heavy, caught the light, another piece speaking volumes through its very discretion, a quiet defiance in an increasingly loud world. The contemporary landscape of quiet luxury is less a sudden emergence and more a refined distillation of consumer sentiment, a quiet revolution against the hypervisibility that has defined much of the past decade. It represents a deliberate pivot from the brash declarations of wealth to a more nuanced, almost conspiratorial understanding of affluence. The dominant narrative, as sources consistently reveal, positions quiet luxury as an antidote to the logomania that saturated social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, particularly between 2015 and 2011. This shift is not merely aesthetic. It is a profound recalibration of what constitutes value in an increasingly democratized and visually noisy fashion sphere. At the vanguard of this movement are brands whose ethos has always been steeped in discretion and an almost monastic devotion to materials and craftsmanship. The Row, founded by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen in 2006, stands as perhaps the quintessential exemplar. Their garments, characterized by their architectural simplicity, exacting tailoring, and unparalleled fabrication, often using cashmere, silk, and impeccably sourced leather, eschew external branding entirely. A 5,000-pound cashmere coat from the Row communicates its value through its drape, its hand feel, and its timeless silhouette, rather than any emblazoned logo. Similarly, Loro Piana, the Italian textile house, has long been the unspoken uniform of the global elite, celebrated for its vicuña and baby cashmere that speaks volumes through its intrinsic quality. Brunello Cucinelli, too, with its philosophy of humanistic capitalism and its luxurious, understated knitwear and tailoring, embodies this quiet power, appealing to a clientele that values ethical production as much as unparalleled comfort and style. 10:18. These leaders succeed not just because of their product, but because they tap into a deeper psychological need. the desire for authenticity and enduring value in an era of relentless obsolescence. Their collections offer a counter-narrative to the ephemeral trends churned out by fast fashion, aligning instead with a more mindful approach to consumption where durability and versatility outweigh fleeting novelty. 1.10. This appeals to a sophisticated consumer base increasingly aware of the environmental and social impacts of their purchasing decisions. While the true essence of quiet luxury, with its five-figure price tags, remains exclusive, its aesthetic principles have begun to permeate the broader market, inspiring a more considered approach to building a wardrobe that prioritizes intrinsic value over ostentatious display. This phenomenon underscores a subtle but significant power shift in fashion, away from the dictates of transient trends and towards the enduring allure of genuine quality and understated elegance. Quiet luxury, at its irreducible core, is a testament to the supremacy of craft, a deep dive into the almost alchemical transformation of raw materials into objects of enduring value. This is where the aspirational veneer of discretion gives way to the tangible reality of meticulous technique and superior material selection. It is a world where the hand of the artisan, often unseen, dictates the garment's longevity and tactile pleasure, distinguishing it sharply from the mass-produced. Consider the cashmere from Loro Piana, a brand synonymous with this aesthetic. Their baby cashmere, harvested only once in a goat's life, is spun into yarns of unparalleled fineness, often less than 13.5 microns in diameter. This isn't merely a statistic. It translates into a fabric that drapes with an ethereal lightness, possesses an exceptional softness, and offers remarkable thermal regulation without bulk. The process involves meticulous hand-combing, followed by a rigorous selection and spinning method that prioritizes fiber integrity, a stark contrast to the aggressive mechanical processing common in lower-tier cashmere production. The craft extends beyond the exoticism of rare fibers to the foundational principles of tailoring. Brunello Cucinelli, for instance, builds its reputation on the precise cut and construction of its blazers and trousers. The subtle roll of a lapel, achieved through extensive hand-stitching and careful interlining, or the way a jacket's shoulder molds to the wearer's form without visible puckering, are not accidental. These are the result of dozens of hours of work, often incorporating techniques passed down through generations of Italian sartorialists. A Cucinelli suit jacket might feature a floating canvas construction, allowing the fabric to move and breathe with the body, molding to the wearer over time, a stark contrast to the fused interlinings that create a stiff, unforgiving silhouette in less expensive garments. This commitment to structure ensures that even a simple cashmere sweater from the row possesses a sculptural quality, its silhouette held by the quality of the knit and the precision of its seams, rather than relying on heavy embellishment. The emphasis is on internal integrity, the hidden architecture that supports and elevates the external form. This devotion to the unseen and the understated is the true hallmark of quiet luxury's craft, where the story is told not through logos, but through the whisper of exceptional quality against the skin. The architecture of quiet luxury is not a spontaneous construct. It is meticulously built upon the enduring legacies and singular visions of specific individuals and houses that have, often for decades, championed an aesthetic of understated excellence. At the apex of this movement stands the Row, founded in 2006 by Ashley and Mary-Kate Olsen. Their contribution extends beyond mere product. They codified a contemporary vernacular for discretion, focusing on exceptional fabrics, cashmere, silk, virgin wool, and precise tailoring that whispers rather than shouts. Their now iconic designs, such as the N/S Park tote or the Luca pant, exemplify a minimalist purity that eschews overt branding, allowing the garment's intrinsic quality to speak volumes. Parallel to this modern paragon are the established Italian houses, whose mastery of materials and artisanal techniques predate and inform current trends. Loro Piana, for instance, has been cultivating and processing the world's finest cashmeres and vicunias for 6 generations, transforming raw fiber into textiles of unparalleled softness and drape. Their traveler jacket or cashmere roadster sweater are not merely garments but investments in tactile luxury, their value understood by touch and wear, not by conspicuous logos. Similarly, Brunello Cucinelli, often dubbed the King of Kashmir, built an empire from his Umbrian village of Solomeo on the philosophy of humanistic capitalism and exquisite craftsmanship. His collections, characterized by sophisticated neutrals and relaxed yet refined silhouettes, offer a complete wardrobe for those who prioritize subtle elegance and comfort, with pieces like his impeccably tailored blazers and cashmere knitwear becoming staples for a discerning clientele. Beyond these titans, designers like Phoebe Philo, during her transformative tenure at Celine from 2008 to 2018, profoundly influenced the contemporary understanding of sophisticated minimalism. Philo's Celine championed clean lines, intelligent construction, and a pragmatic yet luxurious approach to women's wear, which resonated deeply with the principles now ascribed to quiet luxury. Her designs, the box bag, the tailored trousers, the oversized coats, became symbols of an intellectual, understated chic, proving that true luxury lay in design integrity and material superiority rather than ostentation. These masters and makers, through their unwavering commitment to quality, timelessness, and an almost sacred reverence for materials, have not just created clothes, they have cultivated a culture of enduring value that defines quiet luxury today. The enduring appeal of quiet luxury lies in its sophisticated negotiation between ancestral craftsmanship and contemporary design ingenuity. It is not merely a rejection of overt branding, but a reinterpretation of what constitutes sartorial value, where the echoes of tradition are amplified by subtle, modern interventions. This dynamic interplay is evident in how heritage brands, deeply rooted in centuries of expertise, are adapting their methodologies, while newer entrants are distilling historical principles through a modern lens. Consider Loro Piana, a name synonymous with understated opulence. Its commitment to sourcing the finest raw materials, from vicuña to baby cashmere, is a tradition spanning 6 generations. Yet, their innovation is not in radical design shifts, but in refining the textile itself, developing proprietary weaving techniques that enhance softness, drape, and durability, without compromising the inherent integrity of the fiber. This is innovation at the molecular level, invisible to the casual observer but profoundly impactful to the wearer, reinforcing the notion of inherent value over superficial display. Similarly, Brunello Cucinelli, while a more recent phenomenon in the long arc of Italian fashion, has built an empire on the artisanal traditions of Umbria. His innovation lies not just in his famed cashmere but in his philosophical approach to business, integrating ethical production and humanistic values, a modern interpretation of the master artisan's role in society.